everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Central Africa, guys. It's your host, Amy, and my very co-host.
Hey guys, it's your girl Dami B, and I'm back and I'm so excited for another wonderful episode. So stay tuned.
Definitely. It's been a little while, guys. Sorry, but we're back. Our social media is having a bit of a rebrand right now. We're working so hard to bring you all good stuff, good quality, integrity news, great stories from Africa and abroad. Dami, what do you have to say to the people?
Yes, and we are just doing so much, like you said, behind the scenes, just to make sure that we give you the very best that we can give you. Just because we are a young brand, that doesn't mean we can't give you guys quality and just the very best of ourselves. So when you see us quiet on YouTube, just know we're still working or we're still here.
We are working, guys. So we are back today. We're going straight to it because today it's going to be a very interesting one, guys. We are back with 3 stories for you, but we're going to start with very number 1 story. So the Nigerian mother-in-law going absolutely crazy on social media right now, going absolutely viral on social media right now. And we need to break it down to the people. So, Dami, you might not have known, I've always watched this show. So this is not a new show. It's been on for years. That's another backstory. So guys, this show is called Family or Fiance, and it comes from or is owned by OWN TV, which is Oprah Winfrey's channel. So I think this is actually season 5, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a while. So what the premise of this show is that couples that are engaged, they're in a sort of, they are loggerheads to now decide, are we going to get married or are we not? So this process brings them all meaning the bride to be, the groom to be, his family, her family, in the presence of a therapist, and brings them all into the same roof to trash their issues and deal with everything that is stopping them from taking the next step. So that's what the show is all about, Dami. So this is not, it didn't come out of nowhere. So,
You know what?
Dami, introduce what's been going on.
As you've just explained the backstory, because this show was very new for me. Actually, I'd never seen it before until that clip. And I was really shocked. And the way you just explained it makes sense. And the way I'm seeing it, that girl, she's not going to end up marrying this guy. Oh.
Let's tell people, in case you've been under a rock, for the last 1 week, let's tell you what happened. So the scene opened up. It was basically the fiance, who is an African-American lady, speaking about her mother-in-law. And the crazy part is she wasn't actually talking to her mother-in-law. She was just saying generally something that happened. So she said that her mother-in-law had come on Valentine's Day to their house. And, the mother-in-law had eaten and was expecting her to take her plates for her. She has not even finished saying the story when the mother-in-law jumped in like a tiger. What? Who are you? I'm a Nigerian. You should know. You have to respect me. And she was ready to pounce on her son's fiance. And Dami, please, what was your take about this? Seeing it for the first time, since you don't really know the show that much.
Yeah, and you know what? The mother and the son are Yoruba, okay, and I'm Yoruba.
Yeah.
So I had second-degree embarrassment when I watched that video. I just felt like I was annoyed because the mother kept referencing Nigerian culture. First of all, Nigeria has about 300 different cultures and tribes and languages or more. So let's be specific. Let's talk about Yoruba culture.
Exactly.
What she displayed, that behavior she displayed, is not Yoruba culture. So let's not put bad behavior and rudeness and disrespect under Yoruba culture, because you're now you're giving my people a bad name. Because my mother would not act how you acted, how that mama acted on that video. None of the aunties or women that I know, my mother-in-law would never act like that towards me, even if I did not know the culture. So it was, first of all, she was just giving Yoruba people a bad name. So let's put that aside. But second of all, this young lady, she is clearly not Nigerian at all. She's an African American lady,
Yeah,
as so why would you just not come to her with grace and with love and just explaining the culture like, okay, my daughter, when elders are around you and we finish eating, actually the expectation is that you clear our plates and you pack our plates.
yeah,
You don't leave the plates for your future mother-in-law to clear for herself. That's how we do. It's just a sign of respect. She could have gracefully and lovingly explained that to this lady.
exactly.
And I also
But
have problems
no,
with the son-in-law. The son-in-law, I'm gonna put the blame on him. And what I noticed was a lot of men were trying to give the
yeah,
son-in-law a
hmm,
pass, and I was like, bye, because you men, you love sticking up for each other when you guys are doing nonsense.
yeah,
No, the son should have prepared his fiance and
yeah,
told her and prepped her about this is the culture. Like when you're in a room again full of elders or my mother, your prospective mother-in-law, this and this and this is how you should probably behave. This and this is this and this is what they'll be looking for. This is what they'll be watching you. This is what they'll be
yeah,
expecting you to do, at least at a basic level, understanding that you are not Yoruba. So everybody was
hmm,
wrong in that clip except for the lady, the African American lady. The both of them, the mom and the
yeah.
son, were wrong.
It was so crazy because I think it's one of those things where the son knew that my mom is actually going to slap this girl on national TV. This son-in-law, literally, or the lady's son, if he could teleport and carry this woman out of that room, he couldn't do it fast enough. He knew that this is about to become a WWE situation. And the craziest part is his fiance's family were right there. We forget that his fiance's family were right there. I'm like, what am I seeing right now? It's very obvious, it's very clear that this is a proper traditional woman who wants her son to be with a proper Yoruba girl. Or it's giving the vibe of maybe she actually has somebody that she wants the son to be with, and she really doesn't like the idea of this fiance. So guys, if you have not checked this out, you better just go type OWN. I tell you, type OWN on YouTube or Instagram, and trust me, this video will come up. Anyways, before we ramble on about this, let's get on to the next topic because we don't got time.
Anyway, just before
Topic.
we move on, how do you find how the lady reacted, the girl? What did you like her reaction?
I feel like it took the grace of God for her not to sort of get to that level or maybe increase her voice or whatever. But I think also she knew that I'm getting filmed. I'm not going to look mad because you already look mad. So I think she definitely knew what media training was as well, because even if she was feeling some other way, she didn't show it. And I feel like she has been through a lot under this woman's arms, and that is why she's so used to the mess that she didn't react.
Yes, and let me
Yeah.
just drop this in because I've seen the follow-up clips, and both her and her fiance went back to the mother and they knelt down in front of the mother and she apologized to the mother. Both of them apologized. So the fiance kind of pressured, encouraged them to go and beg the mother, and they did, and she knelt down in front of the mother and apologized. And trust me, I was like, yo, this is the trajectory of your marriage. You're gonna be apologizing to this
Literally,
woman throughout your whole marriage. That's it.
you're gonna do that. And she really wants to get married, obviously. So many people get involved in these things and they see the red flags, they see the issues, they don't deal with it. And then later they're wondering, why did you divorce after 2 months?
Exactly.
Girl, let's move on, because good luck to you if that's what you decide to do and that's the family you decide to stay in. So let's get on to the very, very next one. Our very own Mo Abudu of Ebony Life TV. She's making the bossess of the bossest move, if that's a word. We are throwing away the dictionary and we're saying that she's the queen. She's
Yeah.
the boss. So guys, let me tell you what just happened. So Ebony Life TV that we love so much, they now have another sort of venture that they're working on called Ebony Studios London. So this is what was introduced to us literally this morning. So it's called Ebony Life Place London, and it's going to be a cultural hub where there's going to be a cinema, a Nigerian restaurant, an African restaurant called Turaka London. There's gonna be art exhibitions. There's gonna be fashion. There's gonna be theater plays going on in this building. There's gonna be seminars, and it's basically gonna be a place for global opportunities. Guys, Ms. Mo Abudu is not playing with us. What did you think, Dami? Did you see the video?
I saw the video. Amy was the first one to share it into our team group chat, and I was so happy. Mo Abudu has always been one of my icons that I look up to in the entertainment industry, especially as an entertainment businesswoman. She's always
Yeah.
been someone that's been highly inspirational for me for years now. Like, I'm talking like back on radio days. Do you know what I mean? I've been following her for a minute now.
Yeah.
And just to see that she's always been for the culture. So now seeing her do this in London, in the UK, I'm not surprised at all. I love the fact that she specified that the cinema is not only like a black-owned cinema, but it's going to specifically be showing African movies, like only African movies. I
Ooh,
was
I
like, that is
love
such a
that.
bomb. The first, I think she called it the first African, literally the first
Yes,
Nollywood cinema in the UK. And I was like, that is an amazing
that's
idea.
definitely the first. Yeah.
And just some of the other things that was listed as well, like there's going to be membership, networking, connections made, space for content creation. It's just going to be a
Yeah.
thriving creative hub, which is what it's meant to be. And
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. You know, Celeb Central Africa, you know, we're going to be there. We're going to be involved.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited for this, honestly. Yeah.
I'm super excited, and I can imagine. And I also saw like two studio areas, which means that there could be two movies being shot at the same time in this studio. I am so happy. And this is in Wandsworth Road, and this is so close to central London, guys. You can just imagine the amount of money that goes into all of these things that Mrs. Mo Abadu is doing. And we are so proud, like Africa to the world, Africa to the world. And there's a lot of new movies that are actually coming from the Ebony Life Studio. So there's stuff that they're doing with Netflix particularly. So we are so excited. I can't wait to see all the things that she's been doing. And you could tell that she's been really collaborating with other platforms like outside of Nigeria, especially in the US, in the UK. She's trying to have that cross, cultural
Yeah.
thing going on for Ebony Live TV. And I feel like opportunities like this really just pushes that even more. So I'm really excited to see what's coming from Ebony Life Studios London. We
Yeah,
can't wait.
we also saw like there's going to be a stage for up and coming musicians, which I absolutely love as well. So that's going to be really exciting to watch
Yeah,
and hopefully be a part of. So watch this space, guys.
we're coming back. We're going to come back with the updates. Trust me. So for our very last story, for the last but not the least story of the evening, I don't know where you've been if you've not heard about this. So Raye vs NYSC. Take it away, Dami.
Raye versus NYSC. So there is a young youth copper. Her real name is Rita, but she goes by Raye online. And she made waves just over a week ago now because she started to record videos just explaining her particular situation and explaining her gripe with the Nigerian government and how it is affecting her as a young Gen Z woman who has left home for the very first time and now she has to be independent and stand on her own two feet. And she's finding that even though she is seemingly from a, well-to-do middle class background and she's working so hard, yet she feels like she had nothing to show for it. She feels like she was really struggling. She was struggling with the
Yeah.
cost of living in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos. She was struggling with the cost of food, the cost of data and the networks that they were charging her, the cost of transportation. There were so many things that she highlighted, and then she basically concluded that President Tinubu is a terrible president, allegedly.
Yep.
And
Allegedly.
allegedly, and that initial video went out and it started to gain a lot of traction. So then, just like a day or two later, very, very quickly after, she recorded another video update for us, where she showed us that she had actually received a phone call from an NYSC official, and this
Yeah.
woman, this female official, was threatening her, shouting at her, belittling her, basically verbally abusing her, manipulating and bullying her into silence. That was the agenda, threatening her to take down the original video that she posted, which was gaining a lot of traction. Now, that
Yeah.
NYSC official made the very wrong move, because that second video made
Hmm.
her blow finally, like
Yeah.
fully and finally. That second video made her go almost international, because even
Yeah.
Nigerian diaspora are really talking about this lady. And the reason it blew shows that so many people have been affected by what this lady was explaining in her
Yeah.
video. The cost of, food, yam, vegetables, like, is so expensive for even like senior
Petrol,
petrol.
diesel,
Like, it's getting too
data.
much. It's getting too much for the people. And she's not a poor girl. If you look at her other videos, if you look at her background,
You can
if you look
tell.
at her lifestyle, she's not somebody living in poverty ordinarily. And she's still saying that things are too hard, things are too much. And a lot of people felt it. So she started this thing called the 30-day rant challenge. And it has been
Yeah.
taken off from there, Amy. So many Nigerians have been coming out to lament and really put their opinions. And I, for one, am absolutely loving all of the videos. So I'd love to hear your thoughts
Mhm.
on it.
Yeah, like it's so crazy because obviously we are both from Nigeria. We still have friends and family back home. Some
Yeah,
people that just literally came for Christmas and came back to the UK are like, wow, what is the price saying? What's the cost saying? I actually have a friend who just went for his wedding that's going to be happening this weekend. And he was like, Amy, what is this? From when they were planning last year to what it is right now. He's using pounds, guys. He is converting pounds to spend in Nigeria, and he's like, this is mad. And it's just so crazy because the thing about Nigeria is that what goes up doesn't come down.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why is it that it's only in Nigeria? I was looking the other day and I was at the petrol station, and I remember the time where petrol in the UK anyway was saying like, oh, £1.50 something, £1.60 something per litre. And I went out the other day to buy petrol and I saw that it came down to £1.39, and I'm like, Nigeria could never.
Mm,
Like it's so crazy that what goes up never comes down. People
yeah,
are hungry, people are suffering, people's payments or people's earnings are not getting better, but their expenditure is getting higher. So what do you think people are going to be living on? Even like a cup of gari, rice, plantain, tomato, the smallest things, even Indomie extra noodles, people are having a hard time
yeah, yeah,
to buy these now.
yeah, yeah,
So this girl, like, she literally just said what she felt based on what was going on. And it was
yeah.
so crazy because off the back of that, some people went into the market and said, you know what, you think this girl's lying? They went straight to the dealers, gave the microphone to the dealers and said, okay, so how much was this last week? How much was this 2 weeks ago? How much is it now? How much is it today? And that's just it. People are tired. People are just like, they're tired because even if you have money, now your money is going to run out way quicker.
Yeah.
So I really clap for her. And a new video just came out again of her today where she's saying that she dropped the ball, she's not been following up with this 30-day rant, religiously. But this is one thing I just have to say to her. Girl, you started something that is way bigger than you, that means so much to a lot of people. You have kicked off and put fire in the backs of a lot of people. And trust me, your name will carry on for this thing that you've started. And sometimes you were meant to just be the match. You were
The
meant to just
influencer.
be the start. You
Yeah,
were
the
meant to
influencer.
be the catalyst.
Yeah,
And
yes.
everything is going to go from there. So girl, don't even feel that, hide yourself if you need to hide yourself. Because Nigeria is a mad place. Africa
Yeah,
is a very clear, a crazy place. Let's not even pretend that nothing can happen to anybody over there. So if you feel, and if your family feel that, look, you're no longer safe, you need to hide yourself, please do that. But trust and believe that there will be other people carrying on from where you started. That's just all I have to say for her. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And you said it perfectly. She is the instigator for this movement. So I felt quite bad when she started saying
Yeah.
that she had to kind of step back and get back
Yeah.
to her life, and she feels like she hasn't done everything she could. And my sentiments are exactly the same. She is the instigator. She is
Yeah.
in Nigeria's she's already in, the history. Her name is written in the sands of time already
Yeah.
when talking about Nigerian history. And that is her legacy forever now. And she has awoken this consciousness within
Yeah.
particularly young millennials and Gen Z people. Millennials and Gen Z, I think, and particularly
Definitely.
Gen Z, who are less afraid to speak up even than us millennials. They are more outspoken. They are
Yeah.
naturally courageous. Um, I just feel like it's awoken that fire within them, and I don't feel that this movement is gonna die, even if it doesn't get continued
I
by,
can't.
by
Yeah.
Raye. And one of the things she said was that she really wants there to be an offline movement and an offline
Yeah.
protest as well, like a peaceful protest. But she knows that she is not the one to lead it, but she is
Yeah.
wondering who is going to lead it. And my thing is, that's fine. It's not for her to try and figure out who's going to lead it. The person
She
who's going to
started
lead it
it.
will come out.
Yeah.
The person who's going to lead it will be fine.
Definitely.
She's done.
Yeah. And I think this is the thing as well. Sometimes in Nigeria, because we know that like crazy things like what happened on the 10th of October, 2020, what year was it? When people got
Yeah, 2020.
offed.
2020.
Exactly. When people got offed in the, what do you call it? In the toll gate.
And
So of
SARS.
course people are gonna be exactly the whole NSAS, protest. People are gonna be, not wanting to come out like that. But I feel like social media has become another thing, guys. People are listening. The world is listening. The TV stations, the global channels are listening. And that's one thing that I feel that we have to our advantage this time. Like you don't have to go physically be outside, but trust me, what you can do from where you are sitting, from the resources that you have and the people that you know can make such a massive difference. So guys, that has been it for this time on Celeb Central Africa. Guys, remember to follow, like, share, comment. Let us know in the comment, what do you think about all of these stories? What do you think about the mother-in-law? What do you think about Ebony Life Studios London? What do you think about Raye versus NYSC? Dami, what do you have to tell our people?
Yeah, I think all of the people, especially the men that have been bashing Raye and that have been bashing Senator Natasha, all of you, I beg, go and get your heads checked. You need to get your heads checked, and that's me. That
Yep,
may be saying that because there's something going on with your medulla oblongata. Because how can you
definitely.
be two women that are fighting, and even the women that are going against these ladies as well. It's disgraceful. When
Yeah,
especially when women try to fight and stand up for other people and other women, and then you have groups of women going against them, it really confuses me. So people, let's
yeah,
just throw our support behind these warriors, these fighters like Raye, like Senator Natasha, so that they know that the support outdrowns and outweighs the negative noise that they are probably hearing and feeling as well. We need to let them know that the love and support outweighs
yeah.
negative so they can continue their fight, because all of these things they're fighting for, it affects us all one way or another,
It
people.
does. It really does. Yeah.
But yeah, apart from
So
that, I'm excited about Ebony Life. So I'll be watching that series just to see how that plays out. But that girl needs to,
you need to
if she either needs to run now or she needs to learn boundaries very early on in her marriage, because otherwise that woman will
definitely.
run that mother will run her marriage, will run her home, So she needs to learn boundaries very, very soon. And why is the
Exactly.
mother-in-law even there on Valentine's Day? Please, I beg, next year Valentine's, don't invite her. Kick her out. Kick her out, I
Go
beg.
out of the country. Go out of
You
the
know,
city, girl.
it's too much. Oh.
So, guys, before we get Dami all upset, right? Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this. Share it far and wide. Because trust me, guys, we are coming bigger and better. So, guys, have a good night or a good day or a good morning.